Hey guys, good morning everybody. Today is Tuesday, March 25th. It is 6:18 right now. We have market opening up in about 12 minutes. So I'm gonna go ahead and set up this room real quick and we'll get started shortly with our analysis for today. It's got a few things here to update and we should be good to go. Here. All right, looks like we are good to go. So let me get this link sent out to you guys here in the premium. Uh, Looks like we are good to go here. So as people join in, I am going to go ahead and start marking up liquidity over here. I'm going to start marking up liquidity over here. That's probably going to get hit right now. Going to the 8 hour. Down to the 4 hour. So hopefully there's some volatility today. It's not as sideways as it was yesterday, but we'll see what happens. I know there's some news today, so I'll take a look at that as well. Just have stuff to look out for. 1 hour. Down to the 30 minute. To the 15 minute. Down to the 10 minute. Down to 1 minute. So we are got a lot of liquidity down below. So it looks like we're good to go, guys. So good morning, everybody. Today is Tuesday, March 25th. It is 6:22 right now. It's still kind of early. Not a lot of people are here yet so far, so we'll wait for people to kind of join in. But I've marked up liquidity already. Closest level of liquidity above is at 43,006. This is probably going to get hit pre-market. And we got a bunch of levels down here, 42,990, 42,980, 42,964, a bunch of levels down here. So, I mean, there's a lot of liquidity kind of just hanging out down below. We'll see what happens here when the market opens up. I think as we get closer to market open here, we're probably going to get these levels knocked out. So, gotta wait and see how that plays out. believe we had news today too, so I'll mark it up as we as I'm done marking this up here. Yeah, we got a ton of targets on here. So the price decides to come down. Have an idea. All right, let's see who's here so far. Morning, Craig. Morning, Steven. Morning, Daniel. Morning, Christian. Morning, Lila. Morning, everybody. All right, guys. Looks like good amount of you guys are here so far. I've marked up liquidity so far. So this is, I mean, you guys can see there's a ton of liquidity right here just down below. So if price does decide to drop today, obviously, liquidity will probably get knocked out down there. Price has been pushing up for a while, I think, since London session. You can see over here from the market profile, price has been pushing up for a while here. So price has been pushing up. However, it looks like price here is starting to consolidate and range for a bit. So we'll see what happens here on open. But looking over here at the overall trend, so looking at the 4 hour, 1 hour, 30-minute time frame, you can see here that price is above the pivots, trend meters green, pivots are angling up. Over here on the higher time frames, obviously price is in a bearish bias. Looking over here at the lower time frame, same thing, 10-minute, 5-minute, 1 minute, price is above the pivots, trend meters green, pivots are angling up. So with that said, we have a pretty strong bullish bias here with regard to the overall trend. So we might be looking for some buys today. However, price may come down a little bit to retrace because it's been pushing up for a while before it continues to push up any higher. So we'll kind of see what happens here as price moves along. So like I said earlier, these liquidity targets are probably going to get hit. There goes another one just got hit. Clean that up for a little bit right there. Looking over here at the market profile, like I said, price is pushed up a little far. So it's kind of due for some retracement over here. But we'll see. It's just going to take some time for it here to kind of balance out. Clean chart over here, price is like way above at this whole number, 43,000. Looking over here at the SR chart. So let's go on the higher time frames to see if there's any upper zones to mark up. Nothing on the 1 hour. Some over here in the 4 hours, kind of far off, but I'll mark this up. So this is the 4 hour support resistance. Four-hour support. A bigger level down here. Okay. So I got the 4 hour support and resistance marked up right there. I'll go back down to the 1 minute. I mean, it's so far from current price that it's not really relevant. We have this zone right here as well. So whenever you see the support resistance starts to produce around the same area where price is currently at, that's how you can tell that price is starting to consolidate a little bit, especially on the 1 minute, because it means that price has been sitting here for a while. It's been here long enough for it to establish support resistance. So I keep that in mind. You guys can see the range here. So the range here started establishing a little earlier on 4 o'clock. Price right to establish this big range point. I was hoping we didn't get much of a range today, but we'll see what happens. I mean, there's a lot of liquidity sitting below. So if anything, price might come back and knock out this liquidity down here. So I'm cleaning this up as price continues to move along, of course. We now have liquidity up here. It's doing exactly what we talked about here pre-market, guys. So I mentioned earlier, we had so much liquidity just hanging out down here. And it's pushed up for so long that it's probably going to come down and knock out this liquidity. So we'll see what happens here. Let me check the news real quick. So the news for today, we had news this morning. We had the Fed speaking at 5:40. We had S&P Case-Shiller Home Price Index at 6 o'clock. And then we have the Fed speaking again right now, Fed Williams at 6:05. So at 6 o'clock, you get some medium impact news. I'll mark that up. 6 o'clock, which was right here. And then we have the high impact news event, new home sales at 7 o'clock. Right here. Got the sellers in control from right here. And it looks like we are good to go. Hey, Maria, morning. Morning, Sam, morning, everybody. Stephen, sure, we'll look at the breakouts. So the breakouts for today is looking like a possible sell. You shouldn't really close out early. You should probably close out, or you should reach your target. You should never really close out of the breakout early. But we're going to follow it here, so you'll see what happens here shortly. Anyways, breakout for today is going to be a sell. It's a little tricky because, like I said, price is going to be retracing down a little bit. Market's going to open in about 30 seconds. So, all right, guys, we'll be looking for direction of price here on open. So for today, we have one news event at 7 o'clock. Other than that, we'll kind of see what happens here as price moves along. So we got market opening up in about 5 seconds, guys. Price is kind of pushing up a little bit right there. And market is now open. So we got price kind of pushing up right here. Let's see, market opening price. Right here. So like I said earlier, guys, it's a little tricky right now which direction of price will go because the overall direction of price is bullish. So obviously we look for some buys today. However, price has been pushing up for a while, so it looks like price may be retracing a little bit. Not sure how far up it'll retrace or how far down it will retrace. But well, I guess we'll kind of have to see where it goes from here. So we have market open right here. This blue line is the opening price. We got price kind of ranging between these two levels right now, going back and forth. So for me, I probably wouldn't look for any sells here because like I said earlier, if you came in early enough, we talk about how everything here is bullish, 4 hour, 1 hour, 30 minute, 10 minute, 5 minute, 1 minute. So lower time frames and higher time frames are all bullish. So long term, I'm looking for possible buys here. Looking over here at the market profile, price is kind of pushed up for a while. So it's kind of like due for price to, retrace back, which you did here pre-market, came back, retraced to the value high right here and it bounced off it. Now it's coming back down. So you guys can see the market here is moving a little crazy right now. A little crazy back and forth. This price continues to, bounce around. So price is coming back down here as we speak. And yeah, it's pretty much just stuck within the range. So if you guys were here early enough, I marked with the support resistance. I said price here was kind of pushing up for a bit, but it started to establish a range here around 4 o'clock. Huge back and forth right here. As price continues to, move along. It's just choppy movement here on open. Big whipsaws on both ends. So it's a little tricky with how it's bouncing around. So we got this liquidity right here. They're not pretty much white. Yeah, this is I mean, I don't know. There's nothing really to say here with regards to analysis. It's just a big whipsaw, right? If you guys don't know what a whipsaw is when price kind of spikes in one direction, then it spikes the other direction, and then it spikes the other direction. It's basically wiping people out in both directions. So it's a little tricky to see. Obviously which direction you should be trading in right now because price is going back and forth, and you're getting these reversals kind of on both ends. So let me go and turn this off real quick. So you guys can see here, we have an engulfing this way. We have a V1 this way. Price is kind of just sitting right here. I mean, Steven, if you're in profit and you're comfortable, like I said earlier, you should probably hold on to it for the full move. This isn't one of those days where you should really hold on to it because there's no direction. Usually the breakout will just go one direction or the other, right? It'll either push up or it'll either push down. Oh, nice. Okay, so Steven actually got out. So we got out for the sell here. He got out a little late, and then he reached his target and got out. Okay, nice work, Steven. Glad to see you got out right there. I know you're on forex, so it's a little different. Pricing's a little different. It might look a little different on your chart as well. Depends on the broker. But yeah, nice work right there, Steven. Perfect. Yeah, Steven said he reached his target. Done for the day. Thanks, Sean. I'll be back tomorrow. All right, Steven, we'll see you back here tomorrow. So all Steven is taking is he's taking the breakout, but he's taking it on a forex broker. So pricing is a little different. Candles might be a little different as well. And yeah, it's solid. I mean, if that's all he wants to take, then take your profits and run. But for our scalps over here, you can see here that there's not really much going on, right? Price is kind of just going back and forth, back and forth. So I would wait for some sort of direction here to be established before you start looking for any entries. I mean, if you really want to take entries within the range here, so I can kind of I'll draw a little range here. Right here. So this is kind of where price is ranging. If you want to trade in a sideways market, I mean, you can technically take the reversal moves off the rejection. So like, for example, here price came up. I now would take this one. It's a huge engulfing. But this V1 over here is okay because it rejected off the lower range. And then it pushed back up. So you technically could have rolled this up a little bit if you really wanted to trade within this range. I don't personally recommend it, but this is kind of where price is right now, right? It's stuck within this little makeshift range right now. So this range was established around 4 a.m. And it's pretty much been pushing since. So you can see how the range kind of established right here around, or 5 a.m. actually. Price pushed into this area, respected it. You can see how price kind of broke in a retest, respected this area. And now it's just going back and forth. So I'm kind of just waiting for this here to choose its direction. I'll start looking for entries that way. Price over here pretty much came and grabbed liquidity on both ends. You can see right here on this top end, price grabbed liquidity right there, came back down. Price grabbed liquidity right here, came back up. So you could either establish range from this middle point where I marked it up, or you can establish range from the liquidity targets. Again, I'm just going to wait. These candles are pretty crazy. Like, here's the crazy thing. Look at this candle. This candle is like a 60-point candle, but the ATR is currently 24. So you can see those are super, super abnormal candles, right? Because if this was normal movement, then the ATR should be like at 40 right now, or 50, or even 60. It shows you that the average of the candles right now are about 25 points. So obviously, should probably chill out for a little bit until it starts to catch up. You want to wait for price to catch up to the ATR. So you want the candles to be moving as close to the ATR as possible. If these candles keep moving like 50, 60 points, then these are still like they're out of the range. So for example, and this is normal candle. I know it has huge wicks, but this is normal candle. It's 25 points. This is not 25 points, right? This is not 25 points. This is not 25 points. Basically, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the past 5 candles are like super, super extreme candles, and they're nowhere near the ATR. The ATR is still at 24 right now. So you can see over here that these candles are starting to slow down a little bit, right? So we'll just leave it at 25. These candles here are starting to slow down a little bit, and that's a good sign because you want price to slow down. You want it to catch up to the ATR. Once you have price moving around the same movement as the ATR, you can understand that, okay, price is starting to stabilize. Right now, it's unstable because these candles are huge. This is why it's so important that you look at the ATR down below, because the ATR is going to really tell you, okay, what's normal, what's not. And you shouldn't be trading when the market's not normal. So we'll just sit tight right here. There's nothing for us to take anyways. If you look over here at market profile, price is currently rejecting off the value high. So this is good. It's starting to look like we should be looking for some possible sells here soon, right? Yeah, quite possibly some sells here, if price comes down. The overall trend here is still very bullish with regard to the higher time frames, but the 1 minute is shifting. The 5 minute will be shifting with it pretty soon, and the 10 minute eventually will catch up. Or if this is the case where price fakes out to the bottom and climbs back up, then okay, great. We'll start looking for some buys there, right? Because what you're looking at here is you're just looking at the confluence. So if you look over here, ideally I want price to push up, right? Right now there's no direction, there's no bias. What I'm looking for here is for price to come back up, break and retest, and push up from there, right? The reason why I want that is because here on the 30-minute, if price pushes up, right? So we have the body down here. If price pushes up, we're going to get a rejection off this value high on the 30-minute. So I want that. We want this to happen because you want that rejection point. Looking over here on the 1 hour, price is already rejecting off the value high. So we already have that confluence here on the 1 hour. All right, so let's wait for price here to push back up. And then once it pushes up, we'll look for some possible buys to the upside. Looking over here at volume profile, price is kind of right down the middle, so we're probably not going to get any rejections around this area. We'll probably have to wait for price to push up higher. Looking over here on the clean chart, I'm gonna look for the same thing, break and retest off this whole number, right? 42,950. I'm looking for price to close above, retest, and push up higher. So if I get that rejection right there, that's going to line up with my 30-minute market profile. It's also going to line up with my 1 hour market profile, which is already rejecting. And it's going to line up with the support resistance here, right? So I'm looking for the same thing, same pattern across different analysis. Right? I'm looking at analysis over here from the support resistance. I'm looking for some rejection over here off the clean chart, off whole numbers. I'm also looking for the rejection here off the 30-minute. So I'm pretty much tying my confluences together. I'm just waiting for this here to actually happen. That's the setup that I'm waiting for. If it doesn't happen, that's completely fine. So we still have rejections up top here on the 1 hour. We have rejections up top over here on the clean chart. And we have rejections up top here on the SR chart. So it doesn't really matter which direction price goes. We're just looking for confluences in that direction, right? So looking at this so far, I mean, there's nothing here because in order for us to take that entry, we need to have a buy signal. So that's kind of what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for the buy signal to come up. And if it comes up, that's fine. So I can look for buys up here. However, I can get a buy signal which pushes up and then come back down, right? So a couple of things there to look for. This is a possible, let's see, A++ setup maybe. So we had an MPSV2 that came up right here. This was an engulfing. This is another engulfing. I think this candle is huge though, so it's not an A++ that I would personally take. If you guys want to take it, I will mark it up for you guys here. Yeah, I just don't like this area right now. Like I said, there's no confirmation of price to come back down further, but this is an A++ setup right here. This confluence is for a sell. I just don't like where it's currently at. You guys can see there's a ton of liquidity hanging out right here. So I wouldn't be surprised if it does hit, because it's probably going to try to push down lower to grab this liquidity. But the price action right now, like I said, I just don't like it. See how this here is, I mean, it's finally pushing in a direction. That's a good thing. Good thing is that it's finally pushing in a direction. The bad thing is that we don't really have much of a confirmation yet. We just have an A++ or engulfing candle right here. So if you guys want to take it, I marked it up for you guys right there. I'm not in this position. I'm just waiting. The ATR is picking up a little bit, which is, well, it's kind of where it was earlier. It's at 25. But it is starting to pick up a little bit further. So you don't like how these candles here, I mean, this was a 30 point candle, so it's pretty decent. And then you got some normal candles here, some normal candles, and then one bigger one right here, 30 points. So entry is currently running. I'll delete this right here. Got price kind of sitting down here low. Nice. Sam there caught it for 20, which is a good move. So Sam over here took this move here, A++, he caught it for 20 points, which is smart because, like I said, the ATR here is not very high. You might want to go for a 25 or 20. I think 30 is kind of pushing it. If you go for 20 here, you'll probably hit it. But this here is just a little too tricky with regard to the ATR. I think 30 points is really going to be, you're going to be reaching if you go for the 30 points. Unless the ATR here picks back up any higher. So just keep an eye out for the ATR. If it picks up to 30, then okay, go for those 30-point moves. If it doesn't, you probably want to stick at the 20 to 25 range. Let's see, Sam took a buy at 42,890. Or you're waiting for, okay. Yeah, I can see that right here. So Sam is looking to take a buy over here at the sessions, which I can see. I think it's a valid point, right? A lot of areas of rejection right there, a lot of areas of bounce. So there is a 5-minute zone right here. It's basically a pretty far out break and retest of this area. Yeah, huge spike right there, guys. So this is what I was talking about. The candles here are moving very, very unpredictable, right? Huge spike right there. Came down and grabbed the liquidity real quick. So I guess if you went for that 30-30, you would have hit it, but very, very unpredictable candles here. So that was a huge candle. Let's see how far it pushed down. This candle was a 55-point candle right there. It came back, basically grabbed the liquidity right here at the sessions, and then it came right back up. Yeah, the good thing here is that it is moving in the direction of our strategy. So, I mean, the bad thing is that we're getting these big candles that kind of spike out of nowhere. The good thing is that it's moving in our direction. So it's following momentum here. We have momentum pushing to the downside, and it is following momentum, but you can see here that, I mean, this is kind of uncalled for, right? Let's go and check the news real quick if there's anything here that's really happening. So the only breaking news right here says, let's see, stocks rise as Wall Street tries to build a Monday's rally. No specific news here aside from stocks open higher on Tuesday. A big contract right there. Let me see. 100 contracts at 42,920 for a buy. See 42,920, which is right here. Key point to look at right there, just in case. So what I would look for here, guys, is I would look for price to close below. So I actually do want this to close red. I want to see it close below, and I want it to come back up and close above it. If it closes above it, I think that's going to be a start for a bullish push back to the upside. Okay, or this might just close right here. Personally, I'd like it to close below because I want it to fake out. So I want the buyers to get faked out, and then I want it to come back up and continue. So I actually want it to close below the black line. This is where the big, it was about 100 contracts that came in for a buy. It's probably going to close above though. Or not. It closed above. All right, so we're getting a lot of choppiness over here right now. The ATR is currently at 26 and went up by 1 point, so not a big change there, but see what happens here. So again, this is kind of what I was waiting for. I wanted price to come below it. Maybe come back and grab liquidity again right here and then push back up. But I'm gonna keep an eye out for this price point because that's where the big order came in. So the reason why I'm keeping an eye out for this point is because whoever is taking the buys right here, I would be looking for them to add on to their position, right? So they got in right here at this specific price point, 920. I'd be looking for them to kind of let price drop a little bit and then add on to their position. Because what might happen is they'll let price kind of drop down a little bit. They'll try to maybe get in again right here. They're dropping bigger orders. So they might try to buy in again right here at the sessions. And then what I'm going to try to do is piggyback their ride. So I want them to come down here, average in, and then once it closes above their initial entry, they're probably going to add on from there. So price goes from there, they add more positions, and then they ride it up further. So we'll see. I'm not here looking to take anything right. I mean, there's nothing I could take anyways. There's no NPS V2s. We need to get a buy signal for those NPS V2s to come up. So for me personally, I think the farther price comes down, the better. Because what I want to happen here is I want price to come down to like this area, give me a buy signal somewhere around here, or somewhere down the middle, so I can take the trade around this area right here. Because if we get too high, then we have all these red flags right here, right? Which I don't want to be at. So we will see what happens right here. So look, if you guys look right here, this is like where price tends to gap a lot. Like it's like, for example, this candle closed right here below it, but it gapped above and it actually opened right there. And then same with this one over here. Price closed right here, but it gapped up right here and closed above this point. Let's see. Hey, Justin. Justin said, good morning, bro. Was the buy order closing there short? Possibly. It could possibly be, but the thing is, I didn't see any big sell orders prior. I've been on the time and sales for like pretty early this morning. Because the thing is, if they were taking the sell, I would see their sell come in from like maybe up here, right? I've been on the time and sell since 6:12. I haven't really seen any big orders for sells coming in anywhere around that area. There's actually a lot of big buy orders that came in around like 6:31. So I mean, it could be people closing their shorts or like one big order closing, like one big person closing their shorts. But I didn't see any big orders coming in for shorts, so it could be. That's the thing when looking at these orders. Like we don't know for sure if it's orders being closed or if there's new orders coming in. So that's why I'm just looking at this. I'm not necessarily looking at this as a as an entry point. I'm just looking to see people or people, not just people, but if that specific person adds on to their position. So like what I would look for here is if, if this is, and that's why I'm trying to use this as that analysis. So for example, if you were to buy a big buy order right here, right? And then say, for example, you see another big buy order right here. If price comes back to this point and then there's more buy orders that follow it higher, then that's where I'm like, okay, that wasn't a close. That was actually people getting into the market or a person getting into the market. Vice versa, if we were to get a sell order and then we see price start to climb on it to the downside, I'd be looking for it in that direction as well. So I'm just looking for confluences. I'm not looking at it as like, okay, I'm going to piggyback onto the right here. And then as soon as price closes, I'm going to ride it up, right? I'm looking for that to be my confluence. And then if I get an MPS to the upside, that's where I'll be looking for entry. But it looks like price is not going to be climbing back up from here. I'll keep paying attention to the time and sales to kind of see if there's any more big orders coming in. I do have my notifications on. So if anything comes in bigger than like, I think 10 contracts, it'll notify me. And then we can look, but damn, price is coming down super, super hard right here. It's pretty much doing what we talked about pre-market. So if you guys were right here for my pre-market analysis, we had a bunch of liquidity zones just sitting right here, right? We have about like, I think 10 to 20 zones hanging out right here below because of this big bullish push from London session. So this is pretty much what we anticipated. I just wasn't expecting it to come down so sharply. I was hoping that there'd be like maybe a drop, retrace, drop further so we can take MPSV2s to the downside, but there just hasn't been any opportunities there. I mean, there's been a couple of confirmations over here for, reversals. We got a V1 that came up right there, engulfing right there, another engulfing right there, but nothing really for us to hop in from. So I'm gonna clean that up. I took the liquidity off. Again, we're just waiting for something here to come up. So the thing is, I like when market's trending, but I don't like when market's just kind of free falling. Like I don't consider this like a smooth drop to the downside, right? Like typically a smooth drop would be something like this. But this here is just it's just a free fall to the downside. I don't really see any news here really affecting, I mean, other than price grabbing liquidity down below. Yeah, I don't really see anything here specifically. Let's see. So we got an update right here. So the recession is coming before end of 2025. Generally, pessimistic corporate. Okay, we got one. Okay, a big buy order right here, 42,880. There's 92 contracts that were filled for a buy. 42,880. So again, like we talked about with Justin earlier, like we don't know for sure if these are buy orders that are coming in new or if they're buy orders that are getting filled from the sellers who are closing out their positions. So same thing with this right here. I'll be looking for price to possibly push back up. Let's see, Kelvin's asking trade debate on trading view down. I mean, mine's working right now. It's up right here. So mine's working. I'm not sure if anyone else. I'm not taking trades off here though. So just keep that in mind. I just have this logged in, but I'm not taking trades on trading view. I'm still trading directly on NinjaTrader. So I'm not sure if it's down. Sam says that there's maintenance right now, but I'm not sure because for me it's still logged in. It did kick me out of here. I don't know if anybody else is having issues. Okay, yeah, I think it is down, guys, because Lila said trade debate's down. Vapid said it's down. Yeah, I'm guessing it's down then. I'm still trading directly on trade debate, so I'm sorry, not trade debate, directly on NinjaTrader, so I'm not having any issues on my end. All right, so again, I'm looking at price to close above this black line. If it closes above the black line, I'll be looking at this as a possible buy order and a continuation to the upside. CJ said trade rate's working on their end, so yeah, again, I'm not sure exactly what's wrong. Yeah, so half the people here said it's working, half the people said it's down. Vapid's down, Lila's down. CJ said it's working. Kyle said it's working. So I can't say exactly for sure, but it seems like some people are not. It's not working. Some people it is. Craig's asking, Sean, are you still trading prop firms or your own funds now? I'm doing both. Been doing both for a year now. Yeah, I'm still doing both. I'm trading with Apex, Tradeify, Perdia, and I have one account with Take Profit Trader. I'm also trading my hedge fund and I'm trading my own personal funds. So I'm trading all of them. All of them on a single. My main account is like, so my personal account is what executes all the trades, but I do have every account kind of linked to my copier on Ninja. So yeah, I mean, short answer to your question is yes, I'm trading both. Sam said this trade debate's working, but not on trading view. Gotcha. Yeah, so it seems like trade debate's working on its own. It's just not working on trading view. Well, when I take a trade, you guys will see because it'll either give me an error on here or it'll come up. Either way, the trade's gonna execute on my Ninja, so we'll I guess we'll see. We got news coming up in about 4 minutes, guys, so there's not really gonna be any opportunities for me to take any entries here. We have high impact news event coming up in 3 minutes. We have new home sales month over month and new home sales for February. They're both forecasted to be positive, so we'll see what happens here when the news actually comes out. But this bullish push right here could be based off the news. So looking at this big buy order that just came in earlier at 42,880, I think this is an actual buy order because I think people or whoever put that order in, they're putting the order in right before news because they're forecasting it to be bullish. It's also at the sessions right here. So this is, obviously considered a red flag. Let's take a look at the market profile over here. So looking at this right now, we have price currently sitting at the point of control on the 1 minute. On the 30-minute, price is pushing away from the point of control. On the 1 hour, price is also pushing away from the point of control. On the volume profile, price is currently at the value high, possibly push off there. On the clean chart, price over here has rejected off the whole number, the 42,850. And looking over here at the SR chart, price is currently within the support level. So push to the upside is likely, like it can happen. Because we're currently at the support here on the support resistance. We're currently, we already rejected off the whole number down here at 42,850 on the whole number chart. We have price over here at the volume profile at the value low. We got price over here on the 1 hour, currently pushing off the point of control. We got price out in the 30-minute, also pushing off the point of control. So the buys here are looking good. I mean, if the buys here do come up, it could be pretty solid because we do have the push to the upside. However, we do have news coming up right here at 7 o'clock, so you might want to hang out for a little bit. I'm gonna hang out for a little bit. There's no need for me to force anything at news price. Thanks, Andrew. So Andrew sent this screenshot. It says, looks like there's technically an issue with the integration. Okay, so TraderBait is fine. It's just not working on TradingView. So thanks, Andrew, for screenshotting that. So it looks like there is an error on TradingView, but if you guys want to keep trading directly on TraderBait, you can go on the TraderBait web platform. Gotcha. Yeah. So Wes, it can't log into TraderBait. Can't log into TraderBait through TradingView. Just the TraderBait app. Gotcha. That makes sense. So the issue right now is just on TradingView, guys. Thanks for clearing that up so that we know and everyone's aware. All right, so we got some consolidation right here. You can see prices actually ranging between the sessions and the liquidity down here. We got news coming up in about 30 seconds, guys. We'll see what happens here. The news is forecasted to be positive, so we'll see if it pushes it up. If it doesn't, I mean, that's completely fine, but we'll be looking for price here to make its move. Such a tricky market this week. This week and last week have been kind of tricky. Last week, a lot of consolidation, a lot of ranging. This week, we have like a lot of unpredictability. Yesterday was like super straight range, like just consolidation all session. And today we have a big, basically a free fall. And just no like consistency with regards to the direction of price. I mean, price came down super sharply. Then we're back into consolidation right here. Here is the news candle. So let me mark up news right here. All right, this is the news candle. Let me go and pull up the news. So the news was positive, just like expected. So new home sales month over month was actually a lot better than expected. For February as well, way better than expected as well. But price is dumping down. So you want to be careful for this because this is obviously market manipulation, right? Price shouldn't be coming down right here because the news was positive. It was very positive. So looking at this right here, I would probably wait for this here to probably flip back up. What you might see here is a correction back to the upside. Price comes down, bounces off liquidity, grabs liquidity, comes back up to the upside. Ideally, that's kind of what should happen, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to happen, right? The news here was positive though, so it went from negative 6.9 to 1.8% month over month. So that means that the home sales are going up. And then for the month of February, it was 664 million. They're forecasting it to be like 0.68 million, but it was actually 676 million. So it also went up here as well. Like a huge, they were super off. They were off by like a ton. So with that said, price should be going up. If price follows news, I mean, it might not happen right now. It might just kind of keep screwing around down here. It might hang out down here. And eventually, we'll get that bullish rally, right? Because eventually, people are going to bandwagon onto that move. Like people are thinking the same thing we're thinking, right? Like right now, price it just doesn't make sense for it to be down here. So eventually, price should be correcting because the news here is positive. People might not react to it right away, but eventually price is going to climb back up from here. I think price will eventually make it back to open at the very least. I think that's where price should end up. Might not happen right now, might not happen in the next hour or so, but I think by the end of the day, price will end up back at open. Or close to it. If it doesn't end up at open, it'll probably end up above the sessions at least. Or it might happen right now, right? We have an engulfing candle right here starting to set up. This might be the push to the upside that we were waiting for, or that may happen. Let's see. Glenn said, why is Sports Factory news negative for new home sales? Let's check. Let's see. Let's see. New home sales for today. 5. That's weird. I don't know why is it red. It should be because it went up. Oh, so it's red because their forecast was different, Len. So they forecasted it to be 682, but it was less, it was lower than what they predicted. So these are it's based off their prediction. And then looking over here at my FX book, they forecasted it to be, you know what? Now that I'm looking at this here, I think this was a mistake. I think they missed it by they missed it by a decimal point. So I think this right here was supposed to be 688 because I'm looking at the numbers over here. They forecasted it to be 682. So I think they screwed up over here on my FX book. This is supposed to be 682 as well because they're usually not that off. Usually their numbers are about the same. I think they screwed up with their consensus right here because it's like it just doesn't make sense like for them to be, that's a big change, right? For it to go from 664 million to 0.68 million, I think they just screwed up on this number. So the new home sales for February are supposed to be negative, but the new home sales month over month is positive. So I think this is okay, but I think this is wrong. Thanks for mentioning that, Glenn, because I didn't even think to look at that. But yeah, if that's the case, then it's mixed news for the day. It's mixed news, and that's probably why price here is kind of just staying flat, right? Because it's technically mixed for the most part. Okay, so with that said, maybe price might not be super bullish. Price might just be, and that this makes sense now why price is just kind of sitting right here down the middle. All right, guys. So looking at this so far, we have a current buy signal that is pending right here. It's right back at news price. And we'll just kind of wait and see where it goes. I mean, for me personally, I don't really care about the news as much. I mean, I want to see how price reacts to the news, but I don't care like what happens when news actually, when news is actually released. So the news was released right here at the 7 o'clock candle. I don't care too much about it. I just want to see how price reacts to it. So we know that this is news price. What we want to see from this point is we want to see if price pushes below it and continues dropping, or if price climbs up it and continues climbing up higher. Because I mean, either way, price is going to push up or it's going to push down from this point. Looks like the volatility here is just getting lower and lower. So again, the ATR is currently at 25. So these candles are normal. I mean, they're really small, but this is what the actual average true range is. Like these candles look super small, but this is what the normal market is right now. Because the ATR is currently at 26. So this is normal market movement. We are in a consolidating market right now, of course, as you guys can see. This is how you can kind of tell if we're in a consolidating market or if we're in a directional market, right? You look at the ATR and you're like, okay, price is going sideways, but the ATR is low. So this is normal. This is normal. This is not normal. The big candles. So now what we're looking for here is we're looking for price to kind of break out of this area and then start to climb. All right, we're getting a pending buy signal right there. We'll see if it closes. This is gonna be a tough opportunity for a tough area for us to trade, because if we do get this buy signal right here, if we get an NPSV2, it's gonna be stuck at the sessions. Right, so I don't even know if I can take buys right here. We get the buy signal kind of waiting. I'll probably wait for an A++ setup to come up a little later because this NPSV2 is not going to be, it's not going to be one that I can possibly take. CJ said, I hope it flips enough. It flips strong enough to the upside to get us past those sessions. Yeah. Me too, CJ. I mean, really, I just need it to be past this sessions. I'm okay with trading up here. So this area right here, I'm fine with trading up here. I just don't want to trade at the sessions. So I'm okay with it inching up a little bit further. So either inch up a little further and then climb up higher from here, or inch up a little further, bounce off the sessions and come back down. Right? Glenn says the IG sentiment is currently 50-50. Okay, good to know. So there's not really much of a bias right now with regard to sentiment. Looks like people are on both ends of the market. Let's see. Andrew said, did TradingView always have a Ninja Trader connection? I just noticed that it seems new. Oh, I didn't even know that, Andrew. Yeah, I didn't know that. So I've never noticed that before. You know, the thing with TradingView is that they update stuff like almost every day, but they never give updates. I think there's a change log here. Yeah, what's new? Doesn't do anything. But usually they'll post stuff here, and there's like almost every day they're doing something different, or they're changing something, or they're updating something. I know that their broker platforms are down here. They've been adding a lot. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if like, it's something that was put recently, or if it's just been there and I just never looked. All right, we don't have much going on right here right now. So if you look at the chart over here on the clean, you guys can see how messy it's been right here, right? So like I said before, it's not really a smooth drop to the downside. It's more of a super choppy drop, or like what we consider um like this is basically like a falling dagger, right? It's like probably wouldn't take any sells when price comes down like this, because you don't know when price is gonna flip on you. So this right here, price didn't really smoothly drop out. Like, so typically you want to see something like this: price drop, retrace, drop, retrace, drop, retrace. This over here just pretty much fell straight through. You got some whipsaws over here on open. Price kind of whipsawed around a little bit, and then it just plummeted down here. Little retracement, plummeted back down, and it looks like now it's starting to come back up. So looking at this here, I would probably look for a possible head and shoulders pattern. We got the head right here. So an inverted head and shoulders probably back to the upside. I know like not everyone likes looking at patterns, but when you're looking for that reversal type, it's actually a good setup right there. So we got the shoulder right here, the head right here. Possible setup like that. So an inverted head and shoulders back to the upside. I'll use that as a confluence. So if I'm looking for buys here, I'll feel confident about taking the buys. Or if I'm looking for buys here, I'm probably not going to take the first NPSV2, look for it to come back down, then take the next one, of course. So you guys can see here, the head and shoulders are starting to set up. So it's starting to set up right here. So that's coming back down. So I'm using this as a confluence. I want it to come down a little bit and then swing back up, and then provide an opportunity for entry to the buy. Let's see, question from Craig. Craig's asking, can you explain why you wouldn't be looking for sells based on the direction of how fanned out the pivots are? So I'm not looking for a sell here because we don't have opportunities for a sell. The sell's already pretty much drained out so far, Craig. There's an MPSV2 that came up over here. There was an engulfing right here for an A++. So the sell's already done with basically. We need to have some sort of retracement before we look for some more sells. So I'm not necessarily not looking for sells. I'm looking for the buy signal to come up. And if it comes back down, then okay, I'm looking for sells, right? I can't look for sells here because the sells are pretty much, they're used up already. We got the MPSV2, we have the A++ set up. So I can't look for any sells here. In order for me to look for some sells, I need to have a buy signal which comes up first, which is here now, right? So once this buy signal closes, I can either continue looking for buys, or if that buy signal closes and then it comes back down, then I can continue looking for sells, right? So I'm not necessarily only looking for buys here. I'm waiting for the buy signal to come up. So the buy signal can confirm the retracement. But if it flips the other way, then yeah, obviously I can look for some sells. It's just there's no entries here for sells right now. Like you said, the pivots are fanned out, right? But how can you take a sell if there's no sell momentum that will come up? The sell momentum is like way up here. So in order for us to get another sell momentum, we need to get a buy momentum first. That's why we're looking for price to push up. We're not necessarily looking for buy entries here yet, because there's no buy entry place. We're looking for the retracement. See how the price is retracing right here? Now that it's retracing, we can look for either continuation to the upside, or we can look for it to confirm the retracement and then come back down. Let's see. Yes, Craig said, okay, so looking for sells at this point is too late, even though the pivots are fanned out. Well, that's the whole point of overextension, right? Prices overextend from this point. If you measure from this upper point right here, it's down already 200 points, so it's due for retracement. It doesn't mean that price can't continue dropping, but your probability of price continuing to drop from like being so far down is like very unlikely, right? That's kind of like what I just said earlier. Like you're catching a falling dagger. That's like if you ever looked that up, that term, that's like price has been dropping so far. If you're just like you're trying to ride it even further, you're kind of catching that falling dagger, because eventually price is going to stop pushing and then it's going to push up. So it just kind of depends on like your analysis. I mean, if you're the type of person who wants to like continue riding the wave, then you would wait for the retracement, right? And the retracement's here now. So the retracement's here. We just don't have the momentum retracement. See how price kind of comes down a little bit. It's rejected off the pivot 4. It just depends on like how you're looking for retracement. If you want to look for retracement here off the pivots, you can do that. I mean, some people do that as well, right? If you look over here at the pivots, that's kind of where you can catch the bounces. All right, price comes down, pushes up, pushes up. But look at what happens right here before price reaches those points, right? Price was pushing up, but then we had a sell signal right here. So that's what I'm looking for as well, right? Price pushes up again right here. What happens over here? You get a sell signal. So that's what I'm waiting for right here. I'm waiting, price has already dropped. I'm looking for the buy signal to come up. And if the buy signal comes up, then okay, I can ride it back down further. But the retracement hasn't confirmed yet. So it just kind of depends on what you're looking for. Like you can look for the bounces off the pivots, but if you look at the bounce off the pivots with a sell signal, you can confirm the retracement, right? Price pushes up, sell signal, comes down to the pivots right here. Okay, great. Now you ride it back up. Doing the same thing right here where I'm at right now currently, but we just don't have that buy signal yet. And there you go. See, the buy signal keeps coming up, but it hasn't closed. So I'm really just waiting for that buy signal to come up. Once the buy signal comes up, we can look for the bounce off the pivots and then continuation down lower. It's just a matter of time. It's really being patient. You know, I think that's the biggest problem with a lot of people, and probably one of your biggest problems too, Craig. I mean, I've seen you before. You've done good, but you're not very consistent, right? Because I feel like days like this, you're like, oh, I really want to get into that sell, but you're not disciplined enough to wait for the confirmation. And it's fine. That's how a lot of people are. Like for me, I've been trading for so long, which I don't really care, right? Like for example, I didn't trade yesterday. I could have traded 2 trades yesterday, but I didn't take them. It's really just part of the game, honestly. Like if you can stick to your trading plan, for me, my trading plan is really waiting for the confirmations and confluences. Until I get those confirmations and confluences, I'm kind of just sitting back and waiting, right? Like for example, here we can probably get some entries. Like for example, we have an engulfing candle right here. You know, if I really wanted to get back in here for a sell, I could if I wanted to. The thing is, I don't. I don't because I already know I've gotten burnt in situations like this so many times where I'm like, all right, this looks like a good sell. I get in, and what happens? Price pushes up, stops me out, and then it comes back down. I've been in those situations in those positions so many times that I learned from them. And now at this point, I'm like, okay, I really need that buy signal before I can start looking for the next opportunity. And it's really just discipline, patience. I mean, it's really just sticking to the game plan. I think that's the biggest thing. It's sticking to the game plan. So in order for me to get an MPS or anything really, I need price to confirm the push to the upside. The thing here is this buy signal has been coming up since down here. So it's been about, let's see. We've been getting a buy signal for about like 20 minutes now. So I'm basically just waiting for this here to provide me opportunity, and then I'll ride it in either direction. Yeah, no, exactly. Craig said, I think this is where I go wrong with the pivots. Yeah, because you can't depend directly on the pivots. I mean, the pivots are good, they're great, but you need to use other confluences as well. And that's why I use the momentum here. I use the momentum plus the pivots to identify the direction of price. Let's see, Sam said, I will only sell if price retraces or break structure below and break retest. Yeah, no, and I agree with you too, Sam, 100%. I'm looking for the same thing here. I'm looking for that buy signal, possibly retest the sessions and come back higher, or I'm looking for price to push up, fake out, and then come back down lower, right? Basically a break and retest off the sessions or any type of structure that may come up. It's just, if you look at price right now, this thing is it's squeezing. Right, so as it starts to squeeze like this, it's going to set up for some sort of breakout. Right, I'm sure you guys have seen this before. It's a flag or a pennant or whatever you guys want to call it. I mean, there's so many names for this stuff. I don't really care for the names. I just say it's squeezing. I think that's the easiest way to identify it. Because people call it a bullish pennant, a bearish pennant, a wedge. There's so many different names for this stuff. I just try to keep it simple. I'm like, all right, if this is happening right here and price starts to squeeze, it's starting to set up for a breakout. The buy signal right here is currently pending. So with the buy signal pending right there, you know, we might have opportunity right here for price to finally climb up. Okay, so now we have the buy signal which finally closed. At this point here, we may have opportunity for an MPS V2. The thing that I want to be careful for is going to be the sessions right here, right? I don't want price to be touching the sessions there at all. So ideally, I want price to kind of push up a little further. Like just push up a little further here, then retrace, then come back up. And while we look for that, let's take a look at the confluences here. So we have a rejection right here off the value high. So that's looking good for a buy on the 1 minute. Looking at the 30-minute over here, we have some nice rejections off the point of control. Looking at the 1 hour over here, we have a nice rejection off the point of control. Looking at the volume profile, we have a nice rejection right there off the value high. Looking at the clean chart, we have rejection right here off the whole number. This is at the 42,900. Looking at the SR chart, we have a nice rejection right here off support. So the buys here do look good. If I see a buy entry come up, I'll probably be taking it. The ATR is currently at 22 right now, so I'm probably only going to go for 20 points, guys. Probably only going to go for 20 points. Yeah, Shiv said, yeah, 100%, Sean. I'm much more better at waiting now, especially since the PAs still loads of improvement, but these sessions have proven so worth it. Yeah, exactly, 100%, guys. I mean, it's really, you know, I think during the eval phase, that's where a lot of people kind of screw up, or the transition between eval to PA, because they take a lot of riskier trades during eval to pass it, and then once they get to PA, they kind of don't know what to do, right? They don't know if they should be conservative or if they should be risky like they were prior. You got to find that sweet spot. So like for me personally, I've had PAs for a long time, so I don't really care about making like the huge profits. I just care about being profitable. So that's kind of where I'm at, with trading. I think a lot of people, once you get to that level where you don't care about the profits as much, like for me, I just care about winning. Because I know if I win, I make profits. If I lose profits. I don't care about the monetary value of these trades as much because I don't have a profit goal to hit, right? I'm just looking at it to be profitable. So we're now pushing up right here, guys. Like I said earlier, I anticipated price to reach back to the opening price right here. I don't know if this will happen right now, if it'll happen later, but the buys here are starting to look like they're going to set up pretty nicely. The only problem is I don't want price to be too high. So I'm okay with price kind of pushing up, retracing right here, and then climbing back up higher. So we can take the entry at this point, because if it gets too high, obviously we're gonna have to get close to the red flag area up here. Yeah, that's what Mike said too. So Mike said that's my problem. In the eval stage, I'm trying to pass like I would trade funded. Patience is tough. So I think that's the best way of doing it, Mike, because if you're starting now and you're taking your time passing the eval, once you get to that funded stage, you're going to just keep doing what you're doing, right? You don't really change anything at all. You kind of just stick to what you've been doing the whole time. And then your profits will just start rolling in because if you made X amount to pass the eval, you can do that again and you're going to make X amount in the PA stage. And then you're just going to have consistent payouts pretty much every 2 weeks or so. And that's what I did too. I always tell people to do it that way, but nobody listens to that, of course. Because I don't think anybody has the discipline to trade for a whole month or 2 months consistently and conservatively. They just want to pass right away. And I understand it. I mean, it's just part of it's the trade psychology of it, right? It's like I want to get funded super fast so I can start getting payouts, but then as soon as they get to the PA stage, the accounts just get blown. Yeah, Sam said FYI guys, 30 points will be a stretch, low ATR. Yeah, I think 20 is going to be the move for today, guys. First, I think 20 is going to be the move for today. So I'll probably make the adjustments as market starts to move around. All right, so we're finally getting the red candle right here. Yeah, exactly. Mike said it's our culture now, immediate gratification. I agree 100%. My mantra is always like slow and steady. It's really just slow and steady. Gets it going for the most part. All right, so we have a possible entry here for an MPS V2. If the candle closes green, it's got to for sure close green though, guys. I can't have it where it's kind of bouncing back and forth at the last second. I want it to for sure close green. If it doesn't for sure close green, then I'm not going to take it. We're currently 30 seconds in, so we have about 30 seconds until the candle closes. Again, this candle probably have to close like somewhere up here for me to want to take it. Because if it closes very small down here, I'm not going to risk it. It's not really worth the risk with this low volatility. So we'll probably have to hold on to this position for a while. All right, so it does not look like it's going to close green. If you guys are looking for that MPS V2, it's got to for sure close green, guys. Just make sure you wait for the candle to close because the last thing you want to do is get into a position that's not actually valid. All right, no green candle there. We'll wait for the next one. And we have a pending sell signal here. Market's been kind of trash lately. I mean, so this is kind of similar to like to last week. If you guys remember, the market was pretty slow last week, and then on Friday we had like 7 back-to-back wins. So, if that's the case this week, that's completely fine. I don't need to force anything. I'm going to wait for the good entries to come up. We have a possible sell signal here coming up. So now, I guess we'll see if this here ends up coming down or if it pushes back up. Let me go back to our confluences. Looks like price might try to come down, retest the value high, then push off it. So that's a 1 minute time frame market profile. 30-minute market profile over here. Price is kind of sitting right here at the value high. 1 hour market profile, price is kind of just sitting right there as well. Look at over here at the volume profile, nothing there. Looking at the clean chart, we have another rejection right here off the whole number, off the 42,900. All right, MPSV2 might come up right here. Let's see, rejection right there off the whole number. Price kind of sitting right here. All right, this candle might be engulfing too. So we got 20 seconds right here. Be looking to take this if it closes green. The only thing is I don't want it to close super huge. We got this candle closing in about 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1.
Order submitted. Order filled.
What? Weird. Okay. So for some reason, all my hedge accounts, they are. So 20 points hit already right there. Trying to figure out what's going on with my hedge accounts. They're all in liquidation only for some reason. Let's see. I'm gonna have to get out of this.
Order filled.
All right. I gotta see what's up with. Huh. I don't understand why it's liquidation only. Okay, well, I make profits on these accounts. For some reason, all of my hedge accounts, I had to get out, guys, because there was, oh, I got out at 20. I had to get out because there was something wrong with my hedge accounts. For some reason, it's set to liquidation only. This is weird. Got an email for this the other day. All right, so 30 points right there got hit if you guys took it. All right, well, full TP right there, guys, if you guys caught it. I just don't know what's up with my hedge accounts. For some reason, I got it around 20, but yeah, I don't know what happened. Basically, all of my personal accounts, we did get, if you guys are a hedge client, I'm pretty sure so you guys got that email yesterday. I didn't think it meant anything, but I don't know what's going on. I'm gonna have to message NinjaTrader directly. Account switch to liquidate only mode due to auto liq profile. Okay, guys, sorry. I'm trying to figure out like why none of my hedge accounts executed, and my personal account didn't execute either. I had to exit out of the position a little earlier because my main account was the execution account and it wasn't in a position. So there'd be no way for my other accounts to exit. So I'd basically flatten all on Replicano. Anyways, here's the trade. So let me go and put the trade over here real quick. And I'll take a screenshot of my profits. My profits are gonna be kind of weird because there's only a couple of accounts that executed, which is fine. All right, so that was a good trade though. I wish you took it on my personal one. In touch with Ninja Trader right now, actually. Okay, Discord. I feel like there's always a problem. Friday there was a problem. Now there's a problem with this. And it always has to happen on the good days. Like, why does it always happen on the good days? The days when the trades hit. All right, guys. So nice profits right there. If you guys have profits to post up, feel free to share. I'm gonna get in touch with Ninja Trader right now. I'm trying to figure out what's going on. But there's no other entries here right now. We'll keep looking for opportunities. The next opportunity that may come up is going to be an A++ setup. So here are my profits from that trade. Unfortunately, it only executed on my prop account. So all of my hedge accounts over here did not execute, but you can see over here I locked in about like well over 20,000 right here off just my prop accounts. So solid profits right there. I will so I'm gonna get in touch with, and here are my profits so far. So I'm currently at 96,000. Well, I'm probably at more now because of this trade. I'm over 100,000 for that. I'll update my trade journal. Nice. Craig took it too. So nice work catching that, Craig. Nice work to everyone else over here locking in profits too. So Christian over here locked in. Let's see, he locked in 520 for the day. So nice work right there, Christian, on locking in that trade. And then we got Shiv over here. Shiv killed it while on vacation. Nice work, Shiv. Yeah, Shiv caught the trade right there as well. Shiv's on vacation in Turkey right now, right? I feel like trading like on vacation, it feels nice, especially because, or when you're winning, because it's just you're on vacation plus you're making money. It's like, damn, well, what else more can you ask for? Um, so yeah, no, solid move right there. We got nothing else coming up right here. I'll keep looking for opportunities, but we're looking for a possible A++ setup. So we have an engulfing right here. If you see another engulfing that comes up or a V1 variation, that's going to be an A++ setup. We're currently in a red flag area. We have news price, sessions, and opening price right there. Once we get another opportunity, possibly break and retest with an A++, the next target is going to be liquidity up here. So we'll kind of wait for this here to play through. And then while I look for entries here, I'm going to get in touch with Ninja. Nothing here right now. It sounds like your account is currently set to liquidation. Only status doesn't have a few reasons. I think I'm like, I think they might be, because I complained on Friday, and then I think they saw that I was managing all these accounts, and now I think they're like, it's gonna be an issue now with Ninja. Because I mean, technically, I'm not supposed to be trading all these accounts. Or they're gonna ask me for the contracts for all the hedge clients. I think that's what it is. So they basically put all my accounts to liquidate only, so I can't execute any trades. I can only exit. So let's see what we got. All right, so here there is an A plus plus setup, guys, but it's right at the red flag. So if you guys want to take it, I mean, feel free to get in. If you guys don't want to take it, it's completely fine. I totally understand. I would probably just sit out of this here. So if you guys want to get in, this is an A plus plus setup, but like I said, it is right at the sessions right here, which is considered a red flag. It's right at the sessions, right at opening price, right at news price. It's just a bunch of red flags right here. So this would be considered, in a sense, a risky trade. If you guys want to take it, feel free. It is currently running. I think the volatility here is really, really low, so probably not the best entry to take. But I marked it up right there for you guys to see. I'm gonna take this off. I don't want you guys to think I'm in the position. Like I said earlier, red flag area, not an area to trade in. I think I fix my risk settings. Looks like I don't have risk settings set. It's weird. I have a daily loss limit. So the account will be locked at the end of the session, or it can be unlocked anytime, either settings. Disable. The email says liquidation profile. All right, so there's nothing here right now, guys. Again, in order for us to get another entry, we need price to kind of flip the other way. We don't have that right now, so it's basically it's got to wait. So I think the entry here is still running. Yeah. So the entry right here is still running, but again, we skipped it because of the red flag area right here. If you guys did take the A plus plus, it's still currently running right now. I pushed it to 20 points because the ATR is too low. We're currently at 19 ATR, so it's very, very low right now. But if you guys are in it, looks like it's about to hit its TP right there. It's on its way to TP. Station, what did I get? Apex, Tradeify, Perdia, and take profit. All right, let me show you guys my stats for the month and for the week so far, synchronizing my trades, and we are good. Okay, so here are my profits for the day and the month so far. So here are our stats for March so far, guys. As you guys can see, I lost last week. Of course, we took that trade. This trade should have won, but it lost because of the market, the contract rollover. So if you were on the March contract, it still would have hit. If you were on the June contract, it would have stopped you out. Unfortunately, I was on the June contract, so it stopped me out. We had a win over here on Wednesday. And then we got a win again right here. So my current profits for this week so far is 25,950. Unfortunately, it only executed on the prop accounts, not the personal accounts or live accounts or hedge accounts. So the profits are a lot smaller. We also went for a smaller target because I had to close out of it due to the issue with my copier or with my live accounts. So for the month so far, I'm currently up 115,325. And then for the week so far, I'm currently up 25,950. Took no trade yesterday. My main goal, like I said, I'm looking to have winning days, right? The more green days I have, the better, because obviously profits are going to come when I have green days. And the red days are obviously going to be avoided as much as possible. I mean, I'm still kind of mad about this trade on Monday because this should have been a win. I know half you guys won, half you guys lost, but it's okay. Realistically, we technically only have one actual loss for this month. This was based off the contract rollover, so it's been a great month so far for March. So March, I'm up 115,000. For February, I was up 81,000. And then for January, I was up 73,000. So I'm going up and I'm going in an upwards trajectory with regard to my profits. You know, January is up to 73,000, February 81. And then March, I hit my goal here for 100,000 for the month at 115. So hopefully we have a couple more winning days and we'll just keep pushing this up higher and higher and higher. But as of now, I got to figure out, or I got to fix my issue with Ninja again. It seems like Friday had the issue because my accounts wouldn't log in. Now today I have an issue because my accounts are in liquidation mode only. It's like, it's kind of annoying being with Ninja now. Initially I like Ninja Trader, but it's kind of annoying because I've been having these back-to-back issues. So we'll see. I mean, there's no other options for me right now. Yeah, basically all my accounts are on Ninja, so I have to trade on Ninja. But if I do find a better solution, I'll probably switch. Yeah, Christian said, yeah, we were talking about that yesterday. I know. Christian has an issue. So Christian has a really weird issue with Ninja. I'm glad I don't have Christian's issue, but Christian has this thing where he executes a trade, and for some reason it executes again. So it's like he's double tap. Like for initially, I thought Christian was just double tapping on it. Like I thought he was just impatient. He was double tapping it, but he showed me a video of Christian's entry. He'll hit sell, and he'll hit sell, and he'll enter it twice on two different profiles. So, I mean, that's a crazy issue to have because Christian instead of I think at that point you should probably just have a you should probably just order enter at a half contract size and then have a double enter. Oh, so CERN had the same issue too, Christian. Yeah, shift said divide the contract by two until it's fixed. Christian said what pisses me off is Ninja Trader's excuse. Yeah, I know. The thing with Christian's been trying to fix this issue for a long time, but they keep telling him that it's basically his fault. I don't think they believe Christian. Like I think they think the same thing I thought. Like I initially thought, oh, Christian's just double tapping. He's hitting sell twice, but it's crazy how his thing is working. Um, he sent me a video. He enters it. So like say for example, Christian enters a sell right here, right? He'll enter it for like 10 contracts, and then he'll have another entry that happens exactly at the same time for like 3 contracts. So he's in for like 13 contracts, but he only wanted to get in for 10. Uh, I don't know, it's mad, it's crazy. I would have been, and it sucks because when Christian loses, he loses double. When he wins double. So yeah, it's a weird problem to have. But yeah, I guess you know, I think the main thing you could probably do, Christian, is just delete your other profiles. Because you know how you have your ATM profile, you probably if you delete the extras, it probably wouldn't happen. But again, I don't know. I can't say because it is kind of a crappy issue to have. All right, guys, we don't have anything here. Price is kind of just going sideways. If you guys have any questions, feel free to hop into the chat. For today so far, we only had like one official trade, which was this one. Pretty much everyone here took it, so it was a pretty good entry. I'll put everyone's profits over here. So we got so thankfully Christian's thing didn't screw up here. He locked in 520. So nice work right there, Christian, on locking in your profits. And then Shiv over here as well. Shiv over here locked in. Let's see, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 14, 15, 16, 17. 17. But 550 plus times 16 plus 770 or 700. So Shiv locked in 9,500 for the day. Nice work, Shiv. Yeah, great profits right there. And for me, I locked in. Here, I'll screenshot mine. Just easier to screenshot than to show this. I locked in 20,000 something. What I lock in 20,000, 25,950. So not too bad. Not too bad at all. Man, I'm still on hold with Ninja Trader. I can't believe they haven't responded to me yet. Like, God forbid this was like a serious issue that I had with Ninja Trader and they still haven't gotten to me. It's crazy because Ninja Trader is like such a big company. You expect them to have customer service people like ready to speak with you. All right, we got price kind of pushing back up over here a little further. Still within the range. Yeah, Sam said Ninja is busy assassinating. I know, right? They're trying to figure out where I'm at. All right, so let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and all right, so here are my profits for here official profits. All right, so price is climbing up. If you guys are still in this position from earlier, if you did the 30-30, I think the 30-30 is still running. I mean, depending on what you took it as. So like normally our TP stop loss is 30-30, but I mean, depending on like which one it is shifted to, the trade's still technically running from earlier, the A++ setup. It's been, let's see. So it's been about 15 minutes. I mean, this trade's running for very, very long. Oops. Yeah, the trade's running for very, very long. Kind of depends on where you set your TP stop loss. You know, if you set it too low, set it too high. Obviously, it's going to have an effect. But the trade is still technically running right now, if anybody was with it. Still trying to figure out what's up with this. I email them instead. See if they actually respond to me. Every time I email Ninja, they never respond to me. I'm gonna take this off. I don't want you guys to think I'm in it. I'll put it back up in a little bit, but not in the position right now. Still trying to figure out what is going on with all right, let's see if Ninja ever gets back to me. I'm on them with the live chat waiting for a representative, and I'm also emailed them here. Let's see if I can get this fixed. Man, I swear, like these issues have to arise when the good trades come up. There's still nothing going on right here. If you guys have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. It's currently 7:55 right now, so we're getting close to 8 o'clock, which is my cutoff time for trading. Scrolling up over here real quick, let's see. Lila over here also locking some pretty good profits. So nice work right there, Lila. I'll show you guys real quick. So Lila over here. Lila locked in a total profit of 1,799. Great work right there, Lila. Taking that trade earlier with us. So solid profits right there. Here are my total profits again for the month so far. So here for March, I'm up 115,325. For the day so far, I locked in 25,950. So we only took one trade this week so far. Yesterday, market was kind of just going sideways, didn't have nothing to take, but I did take this one over here for the NPSV2, which came up for a full TP. I had to pull out a little early because I had issues with my personal accounts and my live accounts. So the problem was I executed my trades on my live account, but then all of my copied accounts were following it, which became a problem because the main account wasn't able to close out since it wasn't in a position. So I had to just liquidate all of my positions and flatten all, and I got out for a partial profit here, which is okay. I'll take the 25,000 over nothing for the day or for a loss. And I'm happy with that. So yeah, Lila said going to YouTube to learn how to use the TraderBait platform. It looks like a foreign language to me. I just listened to Sean and hit buy, close the platform to stop it. Yeah, that's probably the best way to do it, Lila. Yeah, I know that the platform for TraderBait is a little confusing at first, but once you kind of play around with it, you'll figure out how things work, and it's actually not too bad. Personally, I actually like the TraderBait platform. When I was on vacation in the Dominican Republic, I was using TraderBait because I didn't have my laptop with me. It was pretty decent and pretty solid. So, all right. I think this might be it, guys. 7:57 right now. We got about 3 minutes till 8 o'clock. If you guys have any more questions, feel free to put them in the chat. I'm trying to get a hold of Ninja right now to get my all this. And they literally told me the same thing. Super annoying. Ninjas are like really annoying. So I sent them an email and then they sent me the same thing that they sent me on the chat. So if you need further assistance, let me know so I can connect you to a live agent. Okay. Sorry, here we only have a few reasons such as misprint with deadline. All right, guys, I think this is it for the day. We had our win for the day. There's no other entries that came up. The entry from earlier, the A++ setup, is still technically running. So if anybody is holding on to it, I mean, it's still running. I would just close out in profit for me personally. If you're in this position still, it's in profit right now. So if you want to pull out, I would say pull out. Otherwise, there's not really much else here to look at. There's only one entry that came up that was valid. There was one entry over here that came up earlier, which was an A++ setup. I didn't take this one because this is when price was kind of dumping down a bit. So I didn't really want to jump into it super last minute. But our official entry that came up was right here and it played out perfect. So I think that's going to be it for the day, guys. If you guys have any questions, feel free to let me know or hit me up on Discord. Otherwise, I'll probably be here for a little bit longer. Not on this live, but I'm going to be sitting here because I'm waiting for Ninja to respond to my emails or my messages and try to get the situation fixed. But yeah, all right, guys, if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. It's 8:01 right now, so this is my threshold for trading, and I'm ready to wrap this up for the day. So if you guys have any questions, hit me up. Otherwise, I will see you guys back here, same place, same time tomorrow for the next